And they're off. Mod TC AA Main number 1, presented by Team Associated. Very clean start. These guys all coming through that front side chicane. We got a one-car breakaway by Mr. Kevin Hebert, the X-ray machine. His first car to cross the stripes. Bryce in that number 2. I think he's driving the X-ray. And you got Jacob Cruz in the Mugen in the number 3. Brandon Clements in that 4. Very clean AA Main number 1 underway. Your leader right now comes across with a 15.9. 15.9 for Mr. Jacob Cruz up into that number 2. Gets around Bryce. Bryce having a little bit of trouble on that second lap. Didn't see what happened. You got Lex Tyler moving up the field as well. I think he's up into that number 4. There goes your leader and Jacob Cruz. Third place, Brandon Clements. Tyler up into the number 4. Previously started on that number 8. Gonzalo into the number 5. Comes your leader once again across the stripe. 15.7 was the previous lap. Backs it up with a 15.8. He's got a 1.2 second. Careful in the oval. That was Mr. Lex Tyler. Track is clear, drivers. Track is clear. Oh, our leader, Kevin, rolls it through that middle section. That's going to put Jacob Cruz out front. Brandon Clements is going to inherit that number 2. Hebert is going to drop into that number 3. Bryce not too far behind him in the number 4. Stuart Mason into that 5, followed by Matt Allen Howard, Lex Tyler, Gonzalo, and Mr. Stephen Weiss. There goes your leader down that back straightaway. He's got Brandon in the number 2. Fastest car that time by Kevin Hebert, 15.9. He's trying to catch those leaders through that middle section. Second right there in front of him. 1, 2, and 3 crossing the stripes. Then you got Bryce in the number 4. So you got a 4-car breakaway. 1 and 2 right now through that front side chicane. Jacob driving that new Mugen through that poker chip. He's got Brandon Clements throwing down a 15.5 previous lap. This time by, he backs it up with a 15.6. Kevin Hebert, 15.8, not losing sight of our leaders. Wow, here they come once again. Our leaders crossing the stripes. You got that familiar paint job by Mr. Jacob Cruz. Comes underneath with a 15.7. 15.7 for Mr. Brandon and a 15.6 for Kevin Hebert. Kevin Hebert moving in a hurry. Wow, touching those curb on that right-hander. Mr. Brandon Clements, he put it on 2 wheels, but he keeps it rubber side down. 1, 2, and 3, checking into the infield. You got Bryce as well, 4-car breakaway. Gap right now between first and second is less than a half a second, now down to 4/10. Once again, Kevin Hebert closing the gap just a little bit. 2 minutes to go. It is a 15.6 that time by for Mr. Jacob Cruz. Once again, crossing the stripes. Let's see, he comes underneath with a 15.6, 15.6 Brandon, and a 15.5 Kevin Hebert. Bryce also throwing down a 15.5, 1:40 to go. 4-car breakaway up front right now. Silver car, you're going to have your leaders coming up on your 6 in a matter of time. 15.6, 15.6, 15.5 once again, and a 15.4 for Bryce. Bryce closing that gap between himself and Kevin Hebert. These guys right now coming to that middle section, making that right-hander around that poker chip. Here they come across. Right-hander through that front start finish line is a 15.6. Brandon Clements throws down a 15.5 and a little bit slow 15.8 for Kevin Hebert. Just over a minute to go, drivers. Gap between first and second, 39 hundredths of a second.
If you want the best titanium hardware for your RC car or truck, then look no further. I'm Randy from 1UP Racing, and you need to check out Pro Duty Titanium Hardware. My screws are super strong and incredibly light, like we're talking nearly half the weight of your kit hardware. Perfect if you're looking to cut weight and boost performance. I've got some of the sleekest and strongest turnbuckles available, super lightweight lockdown wheel nuts, and a line of specialty hardware to take your build to the next level. All designed in-house and made to our specs by expert machinists who know how to make it right every time. You're gonna love it. Pick one up for every build.
All right, we got some heavy traffic for our leaders. Let's see who that is. Silver car, white and blue car. Those are going to be your leaders coming up on your 6 as you come through that hairpin turn. Thank you very much. Second place, not too far behind them. Front side chicane. A lot of traffic for our leaders. Jacob Cruz, nice tight right-hander coming around that poker chip. Crosses the stripes, gets it done with a 15.8 as time expires. Jacob, keep going. Jacob, keep going. You did not get caught. Kevin, you are the first to finish. Bryce, you're done. Stewart, you're done. Rick Howard, you're done. Stephen Weiss. Waiting on 2 to finish, guys. 2 to finish. And that is a race taken to win by 4/10 over Mr. Brandon Clements, Jacob Cruz. Brandon in that number 2, followed by Kevin. Here we go, A main number 2, Mod TC, presented by Team Associated. Very clean start for my drivers right here. All these guys making their way through that front chicane. Here we go around the poker chip. It is Kevin Hebert and Bryce Butterfield. Here comes Jacob Cruz. I believe he won A main number 1. Oh, Bryce hopping it onto the berm. He's going to drop 4 or 5 positions easily. Looks like he's picking up in that number 5 position. And you got Kevin Hebert followed by Jacob Cruz as they cross the stripes. Here comes Kevin. There goes Jacob. It is Kevin out of the gates with a 16-0. Jacob Cruz 15-9. Wow. These guys are moving in a hurry. Not sure who that white card might be, Brandon or Howard in that 3 and 4. We'll check the lap times as they cross. Okay, it's Brandon and Howard. Howard's got that blue on the side, I believe. Yes, another 15-9 out of Jacob Cruz. First A main winner number 1. Jacob Cruz, Mugen machine, followed by the leading the way. It is Kevin Hebert in that X-ray machine. I need these guys to move. I can't see with these guys coming on the straightaway. Jared and Tim Kopp, I need you to get back. Thank you. Kevin Hebert leading the way, making that right-hander run that poker chip. Jacob Cruz not wanting to lose sight of these guys. He wants to get right on that backside of Kevin Hebert. It is a 15-7 to a 15-8 advantage, Kevin. Brandon Clements currently shown in that number 3. Good run for Howard from the 6 to the 4. Another TC8 out there in that number 4. I'm going to say Schumacher probably for Brandon. Yep. There you go, 15-6, Jacob Cruz. Oh my gosh, that is so fast. There we go, through that poker chip. 1 and 2 starting to tighten it up just a little bit. It's a 15-9 for Hebert. Jacob Cruz comes under with an identical 15-9. Through the chicane they go. Wow, those cars very straight through that chicane. Starting to put a little bit of distance between themselves and Clement. Looks like Bryce up into the number 4 position. Howard dropping it down into the 5. It's a good mix of cars up here. Definitely like to see the parity in the modified TC. We are here in A main number 2, presented by Team Associated. Everything's up for grabs right now. I believe Jacob Cruz did take A main number 1.
6 different brands in the top 6.
Oh, we got 6 different brands. Oh, somebody gets it wrong at the end of the straightaway. Go wide. Track is clear. Thank you very much. Silver car. I believe that's Stephen Weiss.
Yeah.
I think they called him Scuba back in the day. Yeah, Scuba Steve. 15-5, Bryce Butterfield, fastest car right now. Serpent machine, working on the backside, I believe, Clement. Right there, 3rd and 4th, going down that back straightaway. Howard not wanting to be left out as well.
Jacob's all over.
Yeah, Jacob definitely putting the pressure on Kevin. Here we go. Left-hander coming across, right-hander across the start-finish line, down that back straightaway. Maybe a little bit more motor out of Hebert, but when we come into that infield, Jacob's starting to eat him alive. Here we go. Left-hander, right-hander around that poker chip. Once more across the stripes. Kevin Hebert, X-ray machine out front, 15-9 to a 15-9-4. So close. Here we go. 1 and 2 coming through that front chicane. Ooh, a little bit of a snap right there by those top two cars. Not the cleanest line through that front chicane. But none of that matters. These guys are getting it done. But meanwhile, Clement's closing up the gap right there. He wants to be part of the action. 1, 2, and 3. Silver car, Scuba Steve, move out of the way, please. Oh, snap oversteer by Kevin Hebert. He saves it. He could have taken out Jacob, and Clements could have been the biggest benefactor of that little mishap. But Hebert gets it going straight. Here we go, dipping it into the infield. Oh, nice move. Oh, no. Who was that? Oh, no, that's Bryce now upside down. Oh, he snaps it. He's got a little bit of a body tuck, gets it cleared out. Meanwhile, up front, I believe that's Jacob Cruz. No, that's not Jacob. I got it. Oh, there he is, Jacob Cruz. Yeah, cars look kind of alike out there. on that glare. Here comes Jacob Cruz going down that sweeper, down that back straightaway. Kevin Hebert in that number 2. Clements and Howard. Tyler, haven't heard his name out here up at the top. He's up in that number 5. Butterfield with that little bit of a racing incident down into the number 6. Man, marshals are on edge, waiting for any car to flip over. Quick cat-like reactions by Jared. 5 seconds to go, drivers. 5 seconds to go. This is going to be the final lap. Can Clements capitalize on Hebert? Hebert holding it tight. Here we go. Jacob with the win. Oh! Man, if that was not the last lap, I might have called it. That was right as they crossed the start finish line. Jacob Cruz is handed the victory. Well, and they're off. Modified TC presented by Team Associated A3 main event underway. Here we go. Kevin Hebert opens the door. Bryce shuts it. Actually, that's Bryce out front. Bryce sneaking on the inside of Mr. Kevin Hebert. So you got a Serpent leading the way over the X-Ray driver. Can't see who third place is right now. See when they cycle around. All white car, Brandon Clements, I believe. And you got the blue car of Mr. Stuart Mason, and I think that's Gonzo, followed by Howard, Tyler, Matt Allen, and Scuba Steve. That's the way they run, coming around, cycling around for lap number 3. Bryce stretching it out. Wow, he's got a huge advantage right now, 1.4 seconds over Kevin Hebert as he dips it into that infield, coming through that hairpin, making his way through that middle section, right hand around that one-up poker chip, making his way, crossing the stripes one more time. Here we go, 15-8 for our leader, 16-2, 16 flat for Brandon Clements. Gonzo up into the number 4 with a 16-3, 115 down, 3:45 to go. Very clean track out front for Mr. Bryce Butterfield. He checks underneath with a 15-6, 16-1 for Kevin Hebert. Kevin Hebert, our early TQ, right now in that number 2 spot. He's got a lot of rear view mirror of Mr. Brandon Clements. You got Gonzo running in that number 4. Howard, good to see him running up in that number 5. 145 down, 3:15 to go in A main number 3. We got Steve upside down right before start finish line. He's holding it up for Mr. Bryce to sneak on by. Track is clear. Thank you very much, Mr. Marshall. There you go, Gonzo, 16-0, your personal best right there. These guys are checking out right now up front. Bryce enjoying a 2.8 second lead over Kevin Hebert. Here comes Kevin across the stripes, followed by Brandon and Gonzo. Coming up on halfway, 2:30 down, 2:30 to go. Race 34, start heading through tech. Race 34, start heading through tech, please. All right, Steve, be careful. You've got some fast cars coming up on your 6. Thank you very much. Give him a little bit of room. Kevin will sneak right in there. I promise you. Thank you. Good running, gentlemen. Good running. Coming up on 2 to go, Bryce, Sunday drive for him out front, heading down that back straightaway. He's stretched that lead up to just over 4.5 seconds right now. You got Brandon Clements in that 3. He's about a half a second behind Kevin Hebert. Gonzo in the 4. Howard up to that 5. Tyler in the 6, followed by Stuart Mason, Matt Allen, and Steve Weiss. Steve Weiss parks it on the dot, gets it going the right way. Knows not to pull out in front of these front runners right here. We're coming up on 1:30 to go. Drivers, 1:30 to go. Only battle right now is for that number 2 spot between Kevin, Brandon, and Gonzo. Those guys are right now checking into that middle section. 3 of those cars right now going around that poker chip, crossing the stripes. It is Kevin Hebert, followed by Brandon Clements and Gonzo. That time by advantage Clements with a 15-9. Everybody else in the 16s. So Gonzo, the 3rd car in that pack, making the big move right now, trying to catch Kevin and Brandon. That time by Kevin Hebert, 16-0. Quickest car of the lap right there. Howard goes 16.0 as well. Good to see him running right now. Howard is into that center section, making that right-hander around that poker chip. He wants to be part of those front runners. A little bit of snap oversteer, setting up for that left-hander. Gets it corrected. No harm, no foul. He's got Lex Tyler to deal with. Stuart Mason pulls it over. 25 seconds to go, drivers, 25 seconds to go. Front wheel drive, you guys should all be through tech, all through tech, front wheel drive. All right, Mr. Matt, thank you very much. Letting our leader on through. All right, Brandon just looking for that opening on Mr. Kevin Hebert. Time has expired. And Bryce, you got caught right at the line. No victory lap needed for you. You sealed the deal right there with that win. Oh! Brandon Clement holds off Kevin Hebert by 1/1000th of a second.